In the last video, we got started by creating a simple Electron app. Our entire project directory contained only 3 items: index.html, package.json, and main.js. Before going any further, let us understand what Electron is and how it works under the hood. So as I said earlier, Electron is an open source library developed by GitHub for building cross-platform desktop applications with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Electron accomplishes this by combining Chromium and Node.js into a single runtime and providing a runtime with rich native APIs. These apps can then be packaged for Windows, Mac, and Linux without you having to manage all the other code bases. Every Electron app makes use of the Electron API. But before moving on to Electron APIs, you should know that every Electron app has 2 processes, a main process and a renderer process. Now to explain in detail, this is the structure or organization of the most basic Electron app which we made in previous tutorial. By default, an Electron app contains at least 3 files: an index.html, a main.js, and a package.json. These 3 files are mandatory for an Electron project to run. Package.json looks like this. It contains the basic information about your app and all the dependencies that your app has. Right now, it just contains the name of your app, its version, a description, author, and license. Then you will notice 2 more nodes in the JSON structure, main and scripts. Value of the main node points to the file that runs the main process. In our case, main.js runs the main process of our Electron app. The script that runs in the main process can display a GUI by creating web pages. Let's have a look at main.js and see what it does for creating a GUI. In the main.js, you can observe that we create 2 instances called app and browser windows, both from the Electron package. Each browser window instance runs the web page in its own renderer process. When a browser window instance is destroyed, the corresponding renderer process is also terminated. We call an on method with a ready callback on the app instance, and when the app is ready, create window function is called. In the create window function definition, browser window is initialized and set to the variable win, and some initial values such as width and height are passed, which determine the height and width of the native window. Then we call a function called load file on win, which contains the name of the file which is to be rendered on the window. In this case, it is called index.html. Load file executes the renderer process that we talked about earlier. This was a simple explanation about the working of the Electron framework and the files which were created automatically. We'll get more into the contents of main.js as we move further in the series. In the next video, I'm going to start off by creating several files and starting out with the layout of our code editor. Till next time.